Let's get right into it. Number 10. The Great Light Bulb Conspiracy. There's a light bulb in Livermore, California that's been burning since 1901. This bulb has been glowing non-stop through World War I, World War II, the moon landing, and probably your grandparents' first kiss. It's called the Centennial Light Bulb, and it's still working today. You can even watch it on its live webcam. Back in the 1920s, the biggest light bulb manufacturers got together and formed a cartel called the Phoebus Group. They had one goal: make light bulbs worse. They realized their light bulbs were too good. Some bulbs were lasting up to 2,500 hours, which meant people weren't buying new ones often enough. So these companies deliberately engineered their bulbs to fail around the 1,000-hour mark. If any company's bulbs lasted longer, they'd get fined by the cartel. They were literally getting punished for making better products. This was the birth of something called planned obsolescence, designing things to break on purpose. And that same light bulb in Livermore is still burning today, outlasting literally billions of its descendants. It stands as the last survivor of a time when things were built to last, not to be thrown away. When your brand new light bulb burns out after a year, it might not be bad luck. It could be working exactly as designed. Number 9. The software update of doom. Your phone gets slower right around the time a new model comes out, and that's not a coincidence. This is called planned obsolescence through software updates. It's like getting a perfectly good car, but every time you take it for an oil change, they add a brick to the trunk. Eventually, your car struggles to get up hills, and the dealership suggests an upgrade. Your device gets a notification for a critical update that won't go away. This update brings fancy new features your old hardware wasn't built to handle. It's like forcing your grandpa to join a CrossFit class. Technically, he can do it, but he's not going to have a good time. These updates come with battery health features that throttle your processor. Companies claim it's to protect your battery, but this protection always seems to kick in right when their new model launches. In 2017, one major tech company confessed they were slowing down older phones to protect their components. They got sued for $500 million, but that's pocket change compared to what they made from people buying new phones. Number 8. The car's plastic heart. Back in the day, car engines were built like tanks. Everything important was made of metal. Your grandpa's car from the 70s could probably survive a nuclear blast. But nowadays, car manufacturers are playing a game called "How much can we replace with plastic?" And not just your dashboard or cup holders. Critical engine parts that keep your car from turning into a very expensive paperweight. Your car's water pump housing handles coolant that reaches temperatures hot enough to cook pasta. In older cars, it was made of metal because of common sense, but in many modern cars, it's plastic. These plastic parts are often engineered to last just long enough for your warranty to expire. When that warranty clock hits zero, things can get expensive. Your intake manifold? Plastic. Thermostat housing? Plastic. Radiator end tanks? Plastic. When these parts fail, they can crack and cause your engine's coolant to do its best Old Faithful impression under your hood. The car companies say it's about weight reduction and fuel efficiency, but a metal water pump housing might cost $50 to make. The plastic one might cost $5. Multiply that by millions of cars. So next time you're looking at a new car, pop the hood. Count how many critical components are made of plastic. Then check how long the warranty lasts, because that warranty isn't just a promise to fix things if they break. It could be an expiration date. Number 7. The sealed-in battery betrayal. Your old flip phone had a removable battery. Just pop off the back, swap in a new one, done. Now phones come with batteries sealed inside like prisoners. Companies claim it's for water resistance and slimmer designs, but batteries only last about 500 charge cycles. After 2 years, battery health can drop to 80%. 3 years in, your expensive phone barely lasts half a day. Replacing these sealed batteries often requires heat guns, special tools, and the risk of destroying your device. Most people just buy a new phone instead of attempting a risky replacement. This isn't just phones. Wireless earbuds, smartwatches, and increasingly laptops all have sealed batteries. Making these batteries replaceable might add a tiny amount to the manufacturing cost, but they'd rather sell you entirely new devices when the battery dies. This creates an environmental disaster. Millions of working devices end up in landfills yearly just because of dead batteries. Entire phones, tablets, and laptops get thrown away because one small component was designed to be irreplaceable. When you buy a device with a sealed battery, you're not really buying it. You're renting it until the battery dies. Number 6. The screws of spite. These aren't your friendly neighborhood Phillips head screws. These are screws of spite. Screws specifically designed to keep you out of your own stuff. Take Apple's infamous pentalobe screws. They look like tiny flowers of frustration, and you won't find the tool to remove them at your local hardware store. These screws first showed up on the iPhone 4 back in 2011. Nintendo uses tri-wing screws that look like they were designed by someone who really hates repair shops. Microsoft has their own special security screws for Xbox controllers. Even your kitchen appliances are probably hiding some weird screw designs. A regular Phillips head screw costs about 2 cents to make. These special screws can cost up to 30 cents each. Companies are literally paying more money just to make sure you can't fix your own stuff. It's like paying extra for a car that only one mechanic in the world can work on. There's a whole right to repair movement pushing for laws against these anti-repair practices, and clever engineers keep making tools to defeat these spite screws. It's like a never-ending game of cat and mouse, except the mouse just wants to fix their toaster. Number 5. The water filter's false alarm. That little light on your water filter pitcher telling you to buy a new filter probably isn't testing your water quality. For many models, it's just a simple timer, like an egg timer, but instead of counting down 3 minutes for your breakfast, it's counting down your wallet. These indicators don't test the water at all. They're just counting days or measuring how many times you've opened the lid. Some models literally just count how many times you've flipped the top to add water. These timers are often set to go off way before the filter actually needs replacing. The average water filter costs about $7 to $10. If you follow the timer's schedule, you might be replacing it every 2 months. That's around $50 a year, just because a little light told you to. But independent testing shows many filters can last 3 to 4 months or longer, depending on your water quality and usage. If you sell a $20 pitcher once, that's nice. But if you can get someone to buy $50 worth of filters every year for the next decade, that's a business model. Instead of trusting the light, try actually tasting your water. If it starts tasting funny, then it might be time for a new filter. If it tastes fine, you could be throwing money away. Number 4. Power tool battery lock-in. Those expensive power tools in your garage might be designed to become paperweights. Your perfectly good drill from 2015 works great and is tough as nails. But when the battery dies, you're in trouble. Even though new batteries look almost identical to your old ones, they often won't fit. The manufacturer changed the design just enough to make it incompatible. The changes aren't always about making better batteries. Sometimes they just add a tiny plastic ridge or move a connection point by half an inch. This ensures you can't use new batteries with old tools. Now you must either hunt down old, increasingly rare batteries that fit your tools, or buy a whole new set of tools just because the battery died. It's like having to buy a new car because they changed the shape of gas nozzles. Some manufacturers now put computer chips in their batteries. These chips talk to the tools, and if they don't recognize each other, no power for you. It's like a bouncer for your drill saying your battery isn't on the list. The companies claim it's about safety and optimal performance, but it's really about making sure you keep buying new stuff from their ecosystem. Number 3. The Un-Fixable washing machine. Your washing machine just died. You're standing there, staring at this giant, useless box that's holding your wet clothes hostage. The repair guy comes over, takes a look, and tells you it's the control board. The fix will cost $500. That broken part actually costs very little to make. A single component on a circuit board is forcing you to either pay hundreds for a repair or buy a whole new machine. It's like going to a mechanic because your car won't start, and he tells you the problem is a tiny part, but to replace it, he needs to take apart the entire engine. In the 1950s, washing machines were built like tanks. When something broke, you could often fix it yourself with basic tools. These machines could last 20 or 30 years. Then manufacturers realized if these things last forever, people won't buy new ones. So they started adding more fancy electronic parts that are more prone to failure and harder to fix. Your grandma's old washing machine from 1975 still works fine. It doesn't play songs or send notifications to your phone, but it does something remarkable. It actually washes clothes without breaking down every few years. That repair cost being suspiciously close to the price of a new one isn't a coincidence. It's a calculated part of the business model. Number 2. The zipper's bent tooth of doom. Most zippers on cheaper clothes are made with metal that's about as durable as a wet paper towel. It's not like they don't know how to make stronger zippers. Instead, they often use cheap alloys that bend easily. Once one tooth bends, the whole zipper can become useless. Back in the day, zippers were often made with sturdy brass teeth. But some manufacturers realized if zippers never broke, people wouldn't need to buy new clothes as often. So they started using weaker metals. The difference in cost between a good zipper and a cheap one is literally pennies. YKK, the company that makes most of the world's zippers, has different grades. The ones they sell to high-end outdoor gear companies are nearly indestructible. The ones they sell to some fast fashion brands are designed to fail. They engineer these zippers to fail in a specific way. The teeth bend just enough to make the zipper unusable, but not so much that it's obvious it was designed to fail. Once that single tooth bends, there's often no fixing it. You can't just bend it back into place because the metal is too soft. Try to force it, and it'll just snap off completely. Number 1. The smart home's dumb demise. Imagine buying a car that works perfectly fine, but the manufacturer remotely disables your engine because they're done supporting that model. That's exactly what's happening with some smart home devices. That $300 smart hub controlling your lights, thermostat, and security system might turn into an expensive paperweight faster than milk goes bad in your fridge. In 2016, thousands of people found out their $300 Revolve smart home hubs were about to become useless. Nest, which is owned by Google, decided to shut down the servers that made these devices work. No server, no smart hub. Many companies make these devices completely dependent on their servers, even for simple tasks. Want to turn on your smart light bulb? That signal might have to travel all the way to a server in California and back just to flip a switch that's 3 feet away from you. These devices aren't breaking because they're old or worn out. They're being killed off by corporate decisions, creating mountains of e-waste from perfectly functional hardware. Before buying any smart home device, check if it can work without the cloud. When the company pulls the plug, you'll still be in control. Otherwise, you're just buying a product with a remote-controlled off switch. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.